we get to hear from a student. And I would like to call to the podium our featured speaker, Shelby Clark. Shelby is an enrolled member of the Confederated Tribes and Bands of the Yakima Nation. During her undergraduate studies here in nursing, Shelby methodically laid a foundation for taking a leadership role in solving serious health problems among Yakima tribal members. Through her participation in the Environmenters program, she conducted research on the prevalence of asthma among middle and high school students in the Mount Adams School District. She has explored population health nursing models to improve respiratory health among people of the Yakima Nation. In the McNair Scholars Program, Shelby began her scholarly trajectory and realized that to fulfill her goals, she needed to begin graduate school as soon as possible. At graduation, she was awarded the President's Student Award of Distinction. That deserves a hand. We are proud to announce that Shelby will attend the University of Washington to earn a doctorate of nursing practice in population health. This is a very competitive program, and we're very proud to have one of our students be there. We are honored to have her address us tonight.
Good evening. My name is Shelby Clark. I am a recent graduate of Heritage University's BSN program. First of all, I would like to give you a brief history of how I came to be standing in front of you today. I was born in Toppenish, Washington to my parents, Jana Lewis and Charles Clark. My mom is from White Swan, Washington, and my dad is originally from Little Rock, Arkansas, but he also resides in White Swan, Washington. I was raised in the town of White Swan and graduated from White Swan High School. From there, I went to Yakima Valley College and graduated in 2015 with my direct transfer Associate of Arts. In 2016, I applied for and began the nursing program here at Heritage. I am proud to say that I am the first of 2 enrolled Yakima members, the first of 2 Native Americans, and the first of siblings to graduate from the Heritage University BSN program. I graduated next to my older sister, Savannah Hill, from the nursing program. Like most kids, I grew up knowing what I wanted to be. On my dad's side of the family, there's a history of nurses and members of the military service. My great-grandma was a retired Army nurse, and since I was a kid, all I talked about was joining the Navy or Air Force with my grandpa Clark as a flight nurse. As a Yakima member, I have the rights to fish in the Columbia waters. My sister-in-law and brother spoke of the tale, She Who Watches. What appears to be a petroglyph engraved among the rocks near Horse Thief Lake actually is the tale of the spirit of a woman that watches over the fishermen along the Columbia River. The tale states that she was once a local chief that provided her capability of taking care of her people so much she was set in stone to watch over all the fishermen. Now, I'm not the most sufficient fisherwoman, nor am I planning on being the watchman for the people fishing on the river, but I would, however, love to watch over my people from a health perspective. Over the years, I have been challenged as to whether I was spiritually Native American enough for my tribal crowd or smart enough to hack it with the people of my Caucasian roots in the education ladder. I believe my director, Dr. Christina Nerty, saw this conflict inside me and placed me at the Indian Health Services on the Yakima Reservation. Here I spent 240 clinical hours in that time and came to understand the satisfaction you feel as a healthcare provider to your patients as though you're actually helping someone for the good and not in a cheesy way. People there recognize me from my community, they recognize me from my family name, and they also recognize that I was someone who looks like them, talks like them, and can understand them. Just so you know, I tan a lot in the summer, so I look a lot more like my ancestors. It was at Indian Health Services that Native American patients had a hard time finding healthcare teams that can understand you without judgment or finding someone to give their trust to. I understand the barriers that people of my tribe often face. As a nursing student, I saw where improvements to the systems were necessary to ensure that these obstacles were overcome, and not just as a Native American person. Everyone can talk about the complexities of healthcare, but once your own friends and family are involved, you care more. It's not theory, it's not politics, it's personal. I decided right then and there that public health was for me. To improve the system, not only for my own friends and family, but also for all patients of all ethnicities. In retrospect, I believe my director placed me at that site on purpose. My experiences there has changed me profoundly. Now, having had her way in setting my career, the next step for Dr. Nerdy and my advisor, Dr. Shao, was to talk me into applying to the University of Washington's Doctor of Nursing program for population health. I remember a lot of laughing going on. When we were talking about how my application should look, Dr. Shelp had mentioned that the UW DNP program was #1 in the country. I didn't believe her at first, so I secretly Googled UW nursing school ranking, and sure enough, it popped up #1. I then told Dr. Shelp that I wanted to start applying to other programs, specifically Gonzaga for backup. But no need as it turns out. In March, I received the news that I'll be Heritage's first student to be accepted into a graduate program. I start in September in Seattle for UW's DNP program, which reminds me, if anybody has a summer house, Green Lake, Mountain Lake, that needs to get into. My world is changing rapidly, a new career track, a DNP program instead of starting my career, what next? Soon after, I had traveled to Washington, D.C. with my director and another classmate for the American Association of Colleges of Nursing to lobby about current nursing policies. The first thing I learned is that I really need to brush up on my politics, but I also learned that politics exerts huge influences not only in the political arenas of D.C., but within the profession of nursing itself. I don't know if any of you keep up on nursing issues, but nurses do a lot more than just play Go Fish. On this trip to DC, I had the chance to mingle with many other schools and other students, both undergrad and graduate. We got to compare school agendas, who had the most clinical hours, etc. However, when we started to share stories, I found that my goals didn't coincide with theirs. The first thing I heard most often was that I'm 25 years old and entering graduate school. From them, I often heard, "Are you crazy? You have no experience and you're too young." The second thing I often heard was that I'm going for a doctorate degree in population health, not as a nurse practitioner. I was often told that a DNP was unnecessary for public health, and that the only ones that mattered are nurse practitioners because those that can't do research. I was heartbroken. Had I made the right choice? I wasn't sure. For a while after that trip, I was totally rethinking my plan. Until I met Dr. Bonnie Duran at the UW School of Social Work, who gave me some advice to not allow others to determine my personal happiness, because doing that is impossible to please all. Historically, nurses have had to fight for their dignity in the profession among healthcare. But here I felt like I was constantly being put down by people of my own future profession. I worked so hard for the place that I am here today, and most importantly for the nurse I want to be. I managed to keep my grades up while working. I've worked as a mentor to high school students for the environmental science program here at Heritage. I was the event and educational officer in HUNS, which is the Washington Student Nurses Chapters. A McNair Scholar, where I had to take extra classes and perform scientific research in my own community, and all while attending the same lectures and clinicals that my classmates. I am very proud to claim my Native American roots and my Caucasian roots. I'm happy for the mindfulness, the cultural humility that Heritage has instilled upon me. I want to go to graduate school at the age of 25, and I want it to be in public health. Heritage has given me so many qualities as a student and as a nurse that I would have never found in another program. It has given me so many friendships and mentors that I will cherish forever and hopefully rely on in my future nursing. I would have never discovered public health. Not that every student has the same educational journey or experiences as me, but they all find their way. Dr. Nerity is famous for her belief that Heritage nurses are different, but the truth is, all Heritage students are different. They have had every barrier imaginable cast in their path. From being told that they are unworthy, not true, because 363 graduates on May 4th said different. To not having money, which is very true, because 98% of Heritage students rely upon the financial aid to make the dream of college a possibility. The way you do tonight changes lives. It transforms lives in great ways and small ways. How do I know that? Because you guys did it for me. In my time here, I received the Vision Hunters, the Twist, the Doyle, and the Gamache scholarships. Without that support, it was game over. The way you do tonight gives young women and men the chance to enact their plan. God may laugh at our plans, as Dr. Nerity did mine, but he smiles at the effort. It was gifts like yours that allowed me to be in the position to make life-changing discoveries and to change my plan. On behalf of myself, a future doctor of nursing practice and public health, and every student at Heritage University, the teachers, the social workers, the business majors, we all thank you for you being here tonight and allowing me to share my story with you. Thank you for your generosity, and thank you for your belief that Heritage students are different, and that Heritage students are worthy.